Hey you guys, I thought I'd record myself painting. This will be like and I'm not painting in the most appropriate clothes, so it is what it is. So hopefully I don't get paint on it. But I want to start something where I'm painting and talking, and y'all watch me paint. So we're just gonna get right into it. How have y'all been? And you can't talk back to me, but you can leave a comment in the comment section and just let me know how everything is going. I mean, you don't necessarily have to get too personal, but I just want to check in with y'all. I feel like I haven't been on here for a while, which is true. I have not been on here in a minute. Like the past couple of months, I've actually been trying to upload I tried to upload 2 YouTube videos. The YouTube videos were like my I Ching readings, just like what does spirit want me to know type of readings. And for some reason, they wouldn't upload. No matter if I deleted it and tried to upload it again. It happened twice, and I was kind of annoyed by that. So I was like, you know what, it is what it is. Maybe it's not meant to be on there. But let me grab this. But yeah, just wanted to check in with y'all. I guess I can go first. What was I gonna? My mind is blanking today. I'm being honest. I'm like really tired. Well, today was a solar eclipse. If y'all were able to see that, I hope so. I think the last time it happened, I wasn't able to see it, or I don't know what I was doing or what was going on. But I'm glad that I was able to catch it now because it was beautiful. It's something beautiful to experience. You know, the next one won't happen to another 20 years, I think. So me being able to see it now is nice. But that's what I was gonna say. Your pit and your peak, or your high and your low. What is my pit and my peak for this week? I would say my pit is that I have been exhausted for the past couple of weeks. And I think that just because this is what I like to call it, the in-between. Since there was a lunar eclipse and then the solar eclipse, like we're literally in the in-between. And now that the solar eclipse has ended, child, ain't no telling what type of energy or what type of changes that people are going to start to experience. Like, I'm already experiencing some changes with the place I work at. And so I can only imagine what those other changes are going to be like. You know, this time I'm just gonna let things happen as it should. In the past, I think I was so hell-bent on controlling the outcome of stuff and trying to figure out what to do next, and really just giving myself anxiety through that whole process instead of trusting that the divine will provide for me, that they do have my back. I was just freaking out, and it caused me anxiety. It didn't serve me. So this time I'm just relaxed. I feel like on my journey, since I've been taking a hiatus from a lot of stuff, I have learned more about myself, how I respond and react in certain circumstances, with relationships, putting up boundaries, even bragging on myself, even showing some pride about the things that I've accomplished and the things that I've done. You know, I don't give myself a pat on the back. Like, if you know someone personally, like they'll tell you, like, I just don't do that. I don't give myself a pat on the back enough, and I should, but yeah, I definitely should do that. Give myself the credit that I deserve. And I think it's about time for me to really be intentional with that. 2024 is about being intentional with me. It's about me being very much purposeful about the things that I do, things that I say, because now, if I'm being honest, I know better. And even if I don't know better, like I can it's okay to make an honest mistake as to me not understanding the consequences of my decisions or anything. Just, it's an honest mistake. And now that I know, next time this other circumstance comes around that's similar to that past situation or circumstance, I now know how to move forward. I now know how to be more intentional. And just lately, just a lot of changes with friendships, workplace, just a lot of other stuff that's going on in my life. And me not necessarily feeling like, what do I want to call it? Just feeling like, really like a victim, you know? Like feeling like, why is this happening to me type of mentality, when in reality, the divine is like, why not you? Like, the divine doesn't, they will literally throw curveballs your way because they know that you're able to work through it. You're able to understand what's going on. And that's what they've been trying to tell me this whole entire time is, you know, just relax. That at the end of the day, I need to trust that I know what I'm doing, and that not to feel just anxious about what's to come next. Just trust the process and trust that all will be well at the end of the day. And that's what I've been learning how to do. Like a lot of y'all know that I do judo. I don't know if I even talked about it on my platform, but I do. I've been doing it for 3 years now. I really like it because it helps me stay in my body. And what I mean by that, it helps me stay more present with myself, because I feel like judo, it's like you don't necessarily have time to be thinking in the clouds. Like, where's your head when you're in practice? It needs to be in practice, in the moment. It helps me to be a little bit more confident with myself. Like, sometimes I struggle with confidence in judo, but it does help me to be a little bit more confident in my ability to know that at the end of the day, things take time. No matter where you are, whether it's martial arts, judo, wrestling, jujitsu, whatever, it's things take time, and that if you were meant to be a black belt by tomorrow, then that's what that would be. Versus you being a white belt or a brown belt or whatever, and you're working towards getting a higher rank. And not necessarily just because the rank is important, it's because that's a representation or manifestation of the hard work and dedication that you put towards that specific skill set. And that's what I'm working on, being a little bit more confident, because I've been to a new gym. What I'm doing right now, I'm just doing an outline of the painting itself. So me standing back from it does actually allow me to see if it's proportional or not. Honestly, it looks fine right now. Once I start painting it, it'll look better because I'll be able to shape it up. I can see that one of the eyes is bigger than the other. That's definitely an easy fix. I definitely want it to be a lot smaller, to be quite honest. I don't want the eyes to be too big. But, yeah, look good so far. I just gotta, and this, you know what's crazy? I did this years ago. I drew this years ago when I first started painting, and then I didn't necessarily have the confidence to finish it. So now I'm finishing the paintings. I have 3 other ones like this. So I'm just gonna do the outline, let them dry, and then come back and paint on them later. So, I'm excited though. But yeah, I guess that's my pit, you know, for. Wait, did I say that? Is that what my pit is? I don't know. Again, I'm losing track of what I was saying. Yeah, no, I said my pit is me just feeling exhausted. Just overall, just exhausted. But yeah. My exhaustion is just, I think, just the overall energy that's going on, stuff that's going on right now, and then also, just changes. Like, that can be exhausting. That can feel really just make you feel tired. You're like, what the hell is going on right now? So that part, and then my peak is that I have almost 30 paintings. I think when I first started painting, I had a couple, but I wasn't, actually I had more than a couple. It's just that I wasn't painting them. I wasn't really doing too much with them. And I felt just not secure enough to show my artwork to the world. But now I'm sharing it little by little with people I trust, or just people that follow me on social media. pretty much it. I'm actually working on my social media presence because I do not have any. What's funny is that I don't have no social media presence. And my intention was to gain social media presence, and not because it was the ultimate goal of mine, just because it was just, I was able to share my talents and my gift with the world, so that part. And I mean, technically I did it, but I just need to broaden my audience and really be intentional about putting myself out there. So I mean, that's one of my peaks is that I'm doing it, baby steps. Intentionality doesn't necessarily have to mean that you have to go full force. You gotta get this done, and you can't. Like being intentional, it can be just about anything. And let me rephrase that. Not just about anything in general, but it's just being intentional can mean look different to everybody else. As long as you feel like you're putting your best foot forward and you're doing all that you can to achieve a certain outcome or goal or just whatever you feel like you're doing in life, then I feel like that's a part of your intentionality. There's nothing wrong with that. As long as at the end of the day, it doesn't devalue your integrity, your morals, your self-respect, or others. Like it doesn't put others in harm's way. So just always remembering to, just check yourself on that. Like check yourself when it comes to that type of those decisions, like about being intentional. And the reasoning behind it, like what are you doing this for? Sometimes people just do shit to do shit, and then they waste their time and their energy, and come to find out it wasn't really worth it. It was just like, I just did that for the looks or the shits and giggles. But do something because it makes you genuinely happy, not because you feel like, oh, it'll make the other person feel happy or it'll make me look better, or like do it because it genuinely makes you happy. Just like if you want to dress a certain way, do it because it makes you happy, not because you feel like a certain person will notice you. Like, do what makes you happy at the end of the day. And I feel like the rest will follow. That crowd or those people will follow you. And that's what I'm doing when I do with my artwork is I feel like once I make my page public, people will follow. People will engage with what I got going on. So I'm doing baby steps. So first, my artwork and other projects that I got going on. That way, next thing you know, this big opportunity is knocking at your door. I'm like, oh, we noticed your page, or we saw you at this show, or word of mouth, someone told me about you, and like you just never know. You can get that phone call, or somebody's been watching your social media the whole entire time, you didn't even know. Then next thing you know, you're taking trips and doing shit around the world, like good shit, and making a difference. So, and that's all to it. I mean, but in all, I can't really complain. Life has been good to me, I'm just, the company I work for is going bankrupt, so I'm having to kind of figure that out, see what my finances is gonna look like. If I get let go, will I have enough money? Just a lot of shit is going on. So what I'm going to do is just do my best, save my money, just be prepared. Oh, sorry, the camera's. Yeah, her eye is off. It's just the eyes. It's crazy because the eyes, they can just look so off. But she'll be all right. We're going to get her fixed. We're going to get her ready to go. I just need an overall outline of them. I want to be a little bit more fluid with these paintings. like fluid and free with the brush, and not necessarily have to control each brush stroke. Because if you're being honest, if I'm being honest, when it comes to utilizing this paintbrush, I hear something. Oh yeah. When it comes to utilizing this paintbrush, I try to apply it as what life is about. Is don't let life control you, control life. Even though that may sound counterintuitive, like there are things in our life that we can control, right? So I think that's why when painting, try to be as fluid as possible, but still be in control of the paintbrush. And then next thing you know, you got a masterpiece. So learning how to do that. I didn't really want nothing, just wanted to, rap with y'all a little bit, catch up. This may be my new platform on the things that I'm doing. Because if I'm being honest, I don't know if I want to do my podcast anymore. Not the traditional way of doing podcasting. I'm sorry, I'm seeing just so many people who got a podcast now. And mind you, I started mine around COVID time. And not saying that I was the first person to be on the scene with one, I just wasn't. It's just the fact that now so many people have these platforms, but they talk about the same thing. Like, yes, my platform, may be similar to other people's, but it's like, I don't see any positivity or it's all about toxic relationships. The people who giving this advice are either not in a healthy relationship or just, honestly, they probably don't even have a healthy relationship with themselves. And it's just all over the place. I'm like, damn, well, can somebody talk about something new? And the people who's already talking about dope concepts, they're constantly overlooked or overshadowed. And yes, it has everything to do with marketing and how you market yourself, but at the end of the day, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to do that anymore. I just don't. It's just I think I just got burnt out even seeing other people do it so much. I'm just like, yeah, I'm tired. I don't want to do this. But doesn't mean that, y'all want to hear my voice, or it just means that I'm going to have a different way of presenting, my concepts and my ideas and things that I got going on. And this is one way. I've been wanting to do it for a while. It took me a minute. It honestly took me a minute to get together, but, I'm getting it together. And yeah. And this is, y'all are experiencing something right new in the flesh, because I normally just like to be very, very intentional about my brush strokes, and it's crazy because remember I talked about being intentional, like how intentionality can look different to other people. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be like, oh, the brush is doing this and being intentional. It can honestly just be like just making because at the end of the day, like I control this. It doesn't control me. So the outcome or the result of this painting is going to be like solely based off of how I move forward from here. And so like something like this, like the little like how I made these with I don't know if I can't remember if I actually made this with a paint, no, I'm getting confused. I don't know if I even made this with a ruler or not, but it'll be okay, because it's just paint. And you can go over it. No, I'm not trying to be no damn Bob Ross, but you know what, if I'll become a Bob Ross 2.0, ain't nothing wrong with it. It'll be a little bit fun. But this is gonna be a little different. Like I'm gonna be talking about spiritual topics or just healing, all that. And I'm bringing a lot of the stuff that I talked about in my podcast to this new platform. So what you're experiencing is called Journey. Journey. It's the journey of painting. It's the journey of me, and also the journey of y'all. I always want people to see themselves, not necessarily within me, but just the things that I talk about. Because that's how I'm able to tell talk about these topics, these concepts, my spiritual downloads is by my own experience. And so if people decide to take that experience and run with it and say, you know what, I feel the same way because the same thing happened to me, or, you know, this doesn't resonate with me, but I get what you're saying, then that is fucking amazing as well. So, but yeah, let me step back. Sometimes you have to step back because if I'm too close, I can be doing a whole lot of shit, and then like next thing you know, I'm like, what? This doesn't even match. The eyebrows too high, the nose is too wide. It's but it'll be all right. I really like the way this looks on this camera. And then also I'm creating my own world. Like some of this shit is just pure metaphysical thing. Like these are my spiritual warriors. Maybe in my next video I'll talk about this spiritual warrior, what they're the protector of, and like just everything that they represent. Just like my other spiritual warriors over there. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do is paint and talk, and we're gonna see where that gets me. If it goes somewhere, it goes somewhere. If it don't, it's still going somewhere, right? So I'm gonna just touch it up a little bit. I don't know what color just yet I want to put on here, you know? I'm making those little marks in there, just like, you know how there's creases in clothing, but, you know, at the end of the day, again, go back and fix it. Go back and touch it up. That's why I like painting, is because sometimes I get so frustrated with the process itself that it allows me to reflect. Like, I got so mad at this one painting I was doing because I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't even know how to, like, in my mind, I saw the painting, but for some reason I couldn't put it on the canvas, or I couldn't even imitate what I was seeing. And it pissed me off because it's like, you know, I didn't trust the process. I didn't even get started on what it was that I saw. And then once I got started and I was like, oh, okay, like everything was starting to come together. The next thing you know, what I saw was what my painting produced. And it came out even better. Sometimes what we imagine for ourselves, or what we expect to see, or we expect to come to fruition, or what type of manifestation we expect to be knocking at our door, wrapped in a gift, like a gift wrapping, and say, hello, I'm your present, or hello, I'm the thing that you called for, like I'm what you wanted. And then next thing you know, it's like it's not what you wanted. It's like this is not even what I imagined it to be. Like I'm like, ew. Sometimes the divine will give y'all exactly what y'all want, and then when it comes at the door and it's knocking and it's like, hey, what's going on? You gonna let me in? You're like, hell no. Like, what are you? Who are you? I'm what you wanted. I'm what you did. Like, I'm what you asked for. So it goes back to being intentional. I had to, like, being intentional also involves a moment of reflection. Like, you can't be intentional without reflecting on your past, whether you call them transgressions, whether you call them mistakes, or whether you just call them just shit that you did. Like, being intentional about reflecting, it's like this loop. Like, in order to be intentional, in order to be purposeful, you have to understand the consequences of your decisions. And not all consequences are bad. Some of them are actually really good. But you still have to understand what they meant and how it really impacted you. That way, when you're being intentional moving forward, you know how to actually navigate your way through that. Because being intentional is not just, let me be intentional and then go on with my life. No, being intentional requires a lot of movement. People think it's just a simple be intentional, be purposeful. But you don't know what does that look like for you? So me being purposeful with my authenticity means that me dressing in color, like me having on these really green pants, like not dressing in black all the time, or wearing my hair in a certain way, or just dressing in a manner that makes me feel good about myself, right? So I had to, like, that's that purpose and that's that intentionality I was talking about. Like, it just wasn't easy for me to go in the closet and say, hey, let me pick this color today. It was a lot of overthinking and a lot of anxiety. I was like, should I wear this? Should I wear this color? Oh no, what are people gonna think? Okay, the color is just too much, or this is not me. It was just a lot of back and forth, and it just wasn't necessary. But I began to understand that, okay, this is what makes me feel good. This is the color I want to wear today. It doesn't matter why I want to wear it. I want to wear it because it makes me feel good. And then when I wear it, I get compliments and I feel great. I'm like, okay, I really overthink that. Just like I talked about my painting. I imagine myself wearing something or painting something or looking a certain way. I'm overthinking it because I'm thinking I can't do this, or, just that back and forth. So you also have to be able to reflect. So after that back and forth and the anxiety that I put upon myself, I had to go back and reflect and ask myself, well, why were you anxious about that? And allow myself to feel that emotion, say, just because I'm not used to doing X, Y, and Z. I'm not used to doing X, Y, and Z because when I did that in the past, I got made fun of, or people were judgmental, or it just, it goes back, it stems back to a long line of trauma that you have experienced. So you have to be intentional about reflecting on it. So now that we come back to it, now I'm like, I get it. Being intentional. So, yeah, I'm excited though for this painting. For these paintings, and y'all don't understand that these bad boys been sitting in the in my closet for like years. I haven't even thought about doing this painting. I just left it there and I'm thinking like, oh, it'll be all right. But no, I was like, these are my babies too. Like, I can't forget about these paintings. I have to finish them. I have to be intentional about finishing them because they all serve a purpose. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. And those are let me see if I can actually put all of them together. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Like the school picture. All of them are my little children. I don't know if this is gonna work. It may not work. It may not. No, it's not gonna work. I don't want to stagger them on top of each other, to be quite honest, because that's not gonna do. Let's see. Okay. No. It's not going to work. Or maybe if I just. Well, y'all get the picture. You see it. Hopefully you see it. Hopefully the camera is catching this right now. Let me see. Got him. Okay. The school picture. But yeah, this is what they look like now. Y'all most likely see a progress video of the finished product. But thank y'all for tuning in. Again, I didn't want nothing. Just wanted to talk, see how y'all were doing, and peace out.